And we have some major breaking news.
This is CNN Breaking News.
Some major breaking news just coming in. We are hearing that legendary actor James Earl Jones has died at the age of 93. You hear his iconic voice often right here on CNN. Again, this news is just coming in. We're going to come back with more on this sad breaking news right after this break.
This is CNN Breaking News.
Welcome to The Lead. I'm Jake Tapper. We're following so many stories this hour, but we're going to start with breaking news in our pop culture lead. Breaking news that hits rather close to home here at CNN. James Earl Jones, the legendary actor of the stage and screen, has died at the age of 93. He was known for larger-than-life roles, including in Field of Dreams. He was the voice of Star Wars villain Darth Vader. And, of course, in his signature baritone with gravitas, he lent his voice to this network, delivering the iconic tagline, "This is CNN." CNN's Richard Roth has a look now at the incredible life of James Earl Jones.
James Earl Jones was a physically imposing actor.
I take it back. You're not in trouble. You're dead where you stand.
Join me.
But it will be Jones's voice that audiences will long remember. Luke Skywalker learned that in the Star Wars series.
No, I am your father.
It became a big mystery. Who is that? Who is that inside the mask?
A different actor played Vader, but director George Lucas realized he needed a villain with a more sinister voice.
Called me and said, "You want to do a day's work?" And I said, "Yeah."
A day's work?
2.5 hours, you know.
That's all? All
Yeah.
the Darth Vader language is in 2.5 hours?
Yeah, a few $1,000s. I went home.
A city destroyed.
The key to Darth Vader is a narrow band of expression, no inflections. He's not human.
Father and son.
Jones returned to the role of the Imperial villain throughout his career, even at age 91 in the Disney Plus series Obi-Wan Kenobi.
You will suffer.
In another memorable voice-only role, Jones said just 3 words.
This is CNN.
What happened was that I did the Goodwill Games. They said, "Well, now can we do a CNN logo?" And I came back for a separate session. It was so short. I mean, it took 5 minutes, right? And I forgot it.
What is unforgettable is that this powerful actor with the deep, authoritative voice had a speaking disability.
Stuttering was so embarrassing and really painful. I went mute from the age of 8 to 14.
Jones said a great teacher in high school who loved poetry helped him.
He discovered I wrote poetry, and he got me to read my poetry in front of the class, and when I did, it didn't stutter.
As a teenager, Jones wanted to be a military officer. He eventually ended up in an American nuclear bomber in his first movie role. The instructions? Attack the Soviet Union in Dr. Strangelove.
Bomb door circuits, negative function.
A long list of screen roles would follow, including Roots.
I found you! Kunta Kinte!
The guests are waiting, Your Majesty.
Let them wait.
Coming to America,
It'll be as if they dipped themselves in magic waters.
Field of Dreams, The Hunt for Red October,
Mother of God. We know he's escaped.
Patriot Games,
The sun will set on my time here.
and The Lion King. The stage, though, was his first love. Jones won a Tony Award in 1969 for The Great White Hope.
Is your wish coming true, huh?
Never this, John.
Nominated too for an Oscar in the movie version. Jones was part of an elite acting group. He won an Oscar, a Grammy, 3 Emmys, and 3 Tonys, including a Lifetime Achievement Award in 2017. Had he done it all in life?
I'm not sure if I want to do it all because, you know, death is okay. It is something that happens to all of us. And that's kind of glorious, isn't it?
Let's bring in CNN's Elizabeth Wagmeister in Los Angeles now. Elizabeth, a huge loss, obviously. James Earl Jones really established himself in so many ways, but especially he was really a rather pioneering actor in terms of being a black actor.
Absolutely, a huge loss for the Hollywood community, but what
an incredible life lived, Jake. We have confirmed with his agent that he did pass away at home at the age of 93. No cause of death given, but again, such a long, wonderful, accomplished life. And to your point, Jake, really pioneering, a trailblazer for Black performers everywhere. He will have such a legacy that will go on for decades and decades. And something that I want to point out is that over his storied career, he's really touched so many generations with iconic roles, whether it is voicing Mufasa in Lion King or, of course, Darth Vader. Just so many accomplishments and touched so many lives. I've been looking and scouring online, reaching out to different reps. So far, not a ton of tributes coming in because this news is breaking and such sad breaking news. But I anticipate that we will see a huge outpouring of love from Hollywood to exactly your point, Jake, which is that James Earl Jones was a pioneering actor, particularly as a Black performer.
So many iconic roles that he's going to be remembered for. Obviously, Admiral Greer in the Jack Ryan films. Also, he also is well known for his activism.
Absolutely. He is well known for his activism. And, you know, he's well known for so much in his life, Jake, because it's not just his roles on stage and screen or being an activist for certain causes that were important to him, but also really being the first of so many things. As we heard there in that tribute package to him, he was an EGOT, which means he was in that rare club of having an Emmy, a Grammy, an Oscar, and a Tony. So this is really a presence in Hollywood that we truly, I don't think we'll ever see someone like James Earl Jones again. Now, I want to read something to you, Jake. Back in 2014, so just a decade ago, he was asked about his long career and what was the secret to it. And he was so humble. This is what he said, Jake, quote, "The secret is never forgetting that you're a journeyman actor and that nothing is your final thing. Nothing is your greatest thing. Nothing is your worst thing. I still consider myself a novice." So you see there at the age of around 83 already with so many awards, so decorated, so many roles. By the way, Jake, he had 80 film roles and over 70 television roles that even then he was still pinching himself with the career that he had.
James Earl Jones once told the Toronto Star that Field of Dreams was one of his top 5 favorite roles. Elizabeth, and the idea that his impact on baseball, his love of Americana, was such an important part of that role.
Absolutely. I'm sorry I paused there. I thought we were maybe going to a clip to watch one of his greatest moments. So sorry that I misinterpreted that there. But yes, that is certainly one of his most iconic on-screen roles. And as you said, you know, the impact that he had there on baseball, that will live as one of his most famous roles. But Jake, he also revisited some of his other famous roles in very recent years. Just back in 2021, he was in the sequel to Coming to America 2. Of course, he continued to voice Darth Vader over the years in various Star Wars films. And a fun fact, in 1977, Jake, when he first voiced Darth Vader, he was paid just $7,000 for that role when he began, which is really incredible when you think of it, because without that voice, I don't know if Darth Vader would be the Darth Vader. And that, of course, is attributed to James Earl Jones.
And of course, he also could joke about it. Like, I mean, he was in Coming to America, he was his normal persona, this regal bearing, but it was for laughs.
Absolutely, absolutely. And that really just, again, shows his range, you know, over 80 movie roles, 70 television roles, highly decorated actor. There was no one role that he could play. He had such range, whether it was a serious role that, you know, brought tears and emotion to your eyes, or whether it was something that made you laugh, or whether it was that haunting voice, or it could be a charming voice. And also, Jake, I love that we get a little bit of CNN history here, because long before my time here and before your time, he was the voice of CNN in our famous slogan saying, "This is CNN." And I don't know if a lot of people watching know that that was the voice of James Earl Jones. So he really was also a part of our family here at CNN.
All right, Elizabeth Wagmeister, thanks so much. Stay with us as we continue to follow this sad breaking news this afternoon, the death of legendary actor James Earl Jones. As we go to break, we want to leave you with his timeless contribution to our network.
This is CNN.